Hey guys, welcome to the first tutorial on installing and configuring CentOS. CentOS is a completely free, open source, Linux-based operating system which is itself derived from the Red Hat distribution, which you've most likely heard of. For the purposes of convenience, I'm going to be installing it on a virtual machine through VirtualBox. VirtualBox is free software again, and highly recommended for all your virtualization needs. You'll find a link to it in the description box. So here we are on the official CentOS page. From here, simply click on Everything ISO, and maybe make yourself some soup while you wait for the 8.1 gig download to finish. Go ahead and do that. Now, I'm not going to sit here for an hour. We'll skip ahead. So that's all done. So let's go into VirtualBox and create a new image. Put whatever you want in the name field. Let's just call ours CentOS install. Select the type, which will be Linux, of course, and the version will be Red Hat 64-bit. Next, we allocate memory to our virtual machine image. This will, of course, depend on your own personal machine and how much RAM you have available. For me, I'm going to allocate 4 gigs of RAM, which will be more than enough to suit our purposes. You can easily get away with allocating just 1 or even 512 megs here. Next up, we need to create the virtual hard disk. Let's go ahead and create one using standard VDI VirtualBox disk image. You can, it doesn't really matter what you select here, you can dynamically allocated or fixed size. Of course, dynamically allocated, it's easier if you decide you want more space down the track to just expand as you go. We'll stick with the standard 8 gigs. And let's select somewhere where we have sufficient disk space. Got a VirtualBox VMs folder. Save it there. Now let's go ahead and create that bad boy. You can see our newly created instance is set to powered off, but let's go ahead and fire it up by pressing start. First thing we have to do before we can start is to assign a boot disk, because obviously this newly created hard drive has nothing on it. So we'll see an error if we just start now. So what we want to do is right click on the instance, press settings, go to storage, IDE controller, empty, and we want to choose a virtual disk. Wherever you downloaded the CentOS ISO, select that. Mine's already here because I've loaded it previously, so select that. Press OK. Let's start this bad boy up. One thing to mention about VirtualBox is that it captures the mouse pointer. So in order to actually use the mouse pointer in VirtualBox's operating system, simply press right control. For now though, we're onto the text menu, so let's go install CentOS 7. So this might take a few minutes, just taking us through the installation process. Starting the installer. Okay, so let's select our language options. Obviously we just want to choose English. And here we've got the installation summary. Date and time, we can leave that. Keyboard, that's fine. Language support, English. Installation source. We want to make sure we leave it as minimal install, because we want to install everything manually. Sort of the whole point of this tutorial, to install everything from scratch. And our installation destination, the newly created hard disk, of course. And begin installation. Now you absolutely need to set a root password and keep this password secure, because Linux is very serious about its user authentication and security. So let's go ahead and set a root password. Password you have provided is weak. Well, that may be so, but this is just a simple YouTube tutorial, so let's go ahead and do it. And you can see in the background we're installing the OS onto our newly created virtual drive. The installation should take only a couple of minutes at most. We don't want to actually create a user yet, because we're going to create a user by the command on the command prompt, the bash prompt. It's more of a sort of technical, in-depth way of doing it, and I'll showcase, get you used to using the command prompt, which is going to be very important. Dum-de-dum, just waiting for the post-installation setup tasks. I need a faster computer. Maybe I could check the Bitcoin prices while I'm waiting. Yay for Bitcoin. So to add a user to the CentOS list, we're going to do the following. So VI is the inbuilt text editor in Linux. It's very basic, and it's driven entirely by keystroke commands, so it can be pretty hard to use at first. But we need to add a permission line in this file. So as you can see, most of this is commented out, but we're going to find the root line. Which is here. And in order to actually edit, you need to press I to go into insert mode. And we want to insert a newly created user, so admin. We want to replicate this all permissions. Now we press escape to get out of insert mode, and then type in the bottom here :WQ to save the file and exit. Read only option is set. Okay, so we need to override. Oh, that's the wrong one. Cool, that's overridden. I think that's all for now. So we've added our admin user to the sudo file, and we can use sudo. But in the next video, I'll go ahead and show you some more steps in configuring our Linux system. So thanks for watching.